Superheroes.
Oh yeah.
Hey guys, welcome to Squad Maddnes. We have the whole group here. Me.
Oh, we do.
Me.
I'm here.
You.
Yeah.
And so
The
am
audience.
The audience.
And you're here as well.
And today on
Cue laugh track.
On our magical journey.
Yes, and this is Stupid Discussions. Stupid or stupid?
Stupid.
Who
Stupid.
cares?
Stupid.
Discussions that are stupid and
Silly
stupid.
discussions.
And it's called, what was the title?
Superheroes.
Superheroes, basically superpowers that are pointless. what was my first example? That originally started this whole thing. It was you could only be invisible, but when no one was looking at you. Yeah.
But does no one indicate people? Because normally no one would indicate people. It means you can still be invisible to animals.
Dogs can't see you. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
They can like smell you because their senses are senses are better.
You can
anyway.
hide
So
from magpies.
All the things that don't need to see you anyway.
Yeah.
You're invisible, but only to blind things.
You're invisible to mosquitoes, but they can still smell out your blood. So you just kind of confuse them a little bit.
Or you're invisible to everything, but you still come up on cameras.
Yeah, so you guys take it away.
That'd be good.
But, so I really like the invisibility ones because my favorite stupid superpower is invisibility, but only while screaming.
I was thinking invisible, but only when you're like not clothed, and then I'm like, wow, every time you have sex, you're just gone.
That's the Invisible Man, though, isn't it? Because he's
Well,
like
he's-
permanently invisible,
yeah.
but
He's just permanently invisible,
Not
and
his
he
clothes.
bandages.
Yeah.
He bandages himself up specifically.
and he is useless.
Yeah, he's useless.
He's the worst.
Yeah, no
Is
one
this-
would know if you were dead. I just keep tripping over you.
What do we reckon for invisible out of 16? Invisible, but only when screaming.
Why out of
Is
16?
that a scoring system?
Yeah, it's the most logical.
I definitely
It's the
think
most stupid.
-5.
That's a superpower right there. That's the logic.
Well, the thing is, you could still use it in like a magic trick. You could earn money from it in a showbiz kind of way.
Science experiments.
But you would still could be targeted as a science experiment. So
I guess,
basically you could just not do it.
What do you want superpowers for? Is it to commit crimes? Because if so, useless.
Oh yeah, on a committing crimes level, low.
Imagine
Well,
like you're in a jewelry store, right? Like you work at a jewelry store, and the door opens, and all you hear is screaming. All of the glass gets shattered. Gold just like picks itself up and runs out the window, screaming the entire time.
I'd take a V-Day.
if you find a place that only has security cameras and no like audio or even audio, because all it's gonna pick up is weird screaming, right? You would still do crimes.
Oh, I would
You
get a
just
job
alert
at like
people.
Spookers or something.
Ooh. Seeing a person
You know
dead
what?
silent and then they disappear as soon as they start
Yeah,
screaming.
okay, yeah, that's good.
That's scary.
Because
Just like looking at them, and you see their face about to scream, and they go. You know that face that you make just
Yeah,
before you
yeah,
start
yeah.
screaming, and that's the last thing you see.
Whoa.
I hate that.
And
That
then they
would-
stop
that
and
would
you're like,
be
okay
terrifying.
guys.
They'll be
But
questioning
with
whether
heaven-
they died or not.
yeah, I'm just thinking with the security cameras thing and the robbing the jewelry store wouldn't work. You'd have to be so quick because you'd run out of breath. And then you'd be back.
I can scream for like 10 seconds.
Oh my god, you'd lose your voice halfway. You wouldn't be able to do it anymore.
And you'd be taking more air out as well, so you'd
Yes,
lose
more
your breath.
ears.
You have to like stop for a
Twice as
moment,
fast.
take a breath, and then like everyone sees exactly who you are. They ID you, but you continue anyway.
Hey, that's that guy who was in here last week. Yeah, didn't we fire that guy?
And I guess as soon as people start figuring out like what your power is, you're like, oh, there he is! I can hear him.
Yeah, pretty much.
Or if like you walk down the street and you have like little signs that he went this way, he went that way. That'd be pretty good.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna say a hot 10 out of 16
Well,
because it's got some use.
I mean, you'd attract so much attention from the screaming that people would be looking for the source of the noise. So as soon as you ran out of breath, they'd be basically looking at you anyway. So you wouldn't be able to get out of much situations. So crimes, no. You'd be able to pull off some magic tricks.
What about like a one-on-one fight?
I
That's a good diversionary tactic.
No, you'd be trying to break
That's a very
through
good sketch,
fighting
I
and screaming
Okay,
that
so
much
you
anyway.
know the TF2 videos where you meet the team.
Okay, what about?
You guys know those?
No, I don't know. TF2 transform.
I understand.
I think
Yeah.
I do. Yeah.
So meet the scout, where he's like being punched by Heavy, and he's just like dodging him and screaming the entire time, right? Like
Are we still on?
That's such a weird reference.
What if you
It's a
needed-
reference from like 5 years ago.
Like a one-on-one fight where he's like, ah!
What if you needed to scream for help?
Oh, no, they're useless.
Yeah, you
You're-
start
you're like-
screaming for help and then you're just gone.
You're off like the edge of a cliff, like hanging, and you're like, help me! And then someone like looks over the edge, no one's there. They go, well, that was crazy.
What's this
Well,
power?
I mean, it's still the screaming while invisible thing.
Ah, okay.
I mean, you'd be able to attract someone's attention and then when they were close, but if you're not close enough and you have to scream to get their attention,
Yeah.
You had quite a good
yeah.
one.
Or if someone was coming to attack you, but then again, you'd also be invisible to the attacker, so it'd be kind of okay.
I'd like to put forward a useless power.
Yeah.
The ability to turn into a flamingo, but you have the brain of a flamingo when you're turned into
Yeah.
a flamingo.
So you pretty much
Yeah,
can't.
you just become a bird. You have no control over
Yeah.
it.
So it's like a one use.
Yeah, you become a flamingo
maybe
and
you
you
do
lose your identity.
Maybe you
You're
do it
now
for like an
flamingo.
hour or so, and you just like back as a person wherever you just like.
That would really suck it.
Yeah,
if
you
it
have-
was like a modern like a chicken or something, just on a farm.
Oh
You
yeah.
become a chicken, someone hunts you down. You just
Yeah.
Yeah, this poor hunter would be like, fresh kill. Oh my goodness!
Yeah, does your body turn back if you die?
Oh, that's
Oh
scary.
no, yeah, it turns back after the set amount of time. So even after you've been eaten,
Oh my
right?
god, yeah! Oh my god.
That would be terrifying. Oh my god.
Someone eats a whole chicken leg and then it turns into in their stomach a whole human leg.
It's just on the plate, they're just like, oh.
Like you just like shriek.
You would, you would just explode somewhere.
Yeah.
You had some good ones.
Had
Don't you,
a-
Karen? The Spitfire round.
I don't remember any anymore.
I had one.
Yep.
Being able to like catch on fire, like as
It's
you
like
do.
spontaneous
Yeah,
combustion.
yeah, but it's
Like the Human Torch.
Yes, like the Human Torch, but you can't control it, so you don't know when it's going to happen.
It's just random. You're gonna like.
So,
Yeah.
so you have. So what you're saying is you have like more likelihood of a spontaneous combustion, but you
Yes.
also can survive.
It's not.
Yes.
It's not
It's
really
the Human
spontaneous
Torch,
though. If
but
you
it's
control
not.
it.
Like,
How
what
bad?
spontaneous
It's
means it
non-controllable.
happens.
What?
It's non-controllable.
It's not controllable. It's like
So
you don't know what's going to happen.
Oh,
And it
Every
just
once in a while, you
happens.
just burst
Wait,
into
are you immune to the flames?
Yes.
Ooh, debatable.
I like the-
debatable.
Otherwise, it'd only happen once and it wouldn't be a superpower.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
like.
yeah.
The power would be Jason.
You can compare it to like I get heart attacks more often than normal.
Yeah, I like the idea that you can control it, but you're not immune to fire. So you just,
What
You just
about?
always wear it like a flame suit.
yeah,
What about if you're immune but you still feel the pain?
yeah. You mean you won't suffer like physical injury? It's all emotional.
But it'll hurt.
Yeah.
I'm trying
Hurts you.
to imagine someone like catch fire. They start screaming and immediately go invisible. Like, how do I help?
What? Yeah, all of these powers of this one person, and then they turn into a flamingo.
Oh, that's scary because the fire wouldn't be invisible. It
There'd
would be
a
just a
running
flaming
flame.
like silhouette of a person screaming,
Oh my gosh. Oh wow.
appearing periodically as they take breaths.
I think Job at Spookers is definitely where all of these superheroes need to go.
Yeah. The flamingo one, maybe not so much.
I quite like one that you had,
Only if you
which
can time it to reappear.
was you can like grow muscle, but each time you grow muscle, you become like 1 kg lighter or something. What was it?
Oh yeah, you can
Yeah.
get big like Giant Man, Ant-Man, Giant Man. You can get bigger, but you don't get heavier. So you lose weight, and if you get too big, you just float.
So
You just
you've
float
got
away.
so.
That's,
Okay, so there was something like this. So you have the ability to change, but your weight stays the same. So you have to still conserve weight. So if you wanted to be bigger, you're like flatter. So you could be an elephant, but maybe like a 2D elephant.
I see what you mean.
Your
yeah.
weight and mass would be the same.
See, I think it was more like I was thinking more like inflatable,
yeah.
Yeah.
like you inflate like a balloon.
Or I like one where you can change the mass of your muscle, but it takes it away from other parts of the muscle. So you get a really buff arm, but you have really little skinny legs to compensate.
I mean, that's what a lot of people do anyway.
Yeah.
Yes, but that one takes effort.
I feel like that person would wear like really baggy pants and then just like sit at the bar like, oh hey ladies.
Oh, here we go. Here.
You-
Echolocation via yodeling.
Yep,
But,
that was
yeah.
me.
Oh,
Yep.
well, that's good.
I mean, then you just get 2 superpowers. Now you can yodel.
I don't think you get the power to yodel. I think you're as shit as you normally would be, but
Yeah.
the better you yodel, the more accurate your echolocation
Ooh,
is.
I like it. That's what that yodeling kid was.
The
doing.
yodeling kid, yeah.
Can move on super slow motion. The ability to move in super slow
Oh,
motion.
go slow mo.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
not sure how-
Can you do that while you're falling?
Ooh.
Because then you could be a really cool stuntman. But if
Yes.
you're only doing it when you're walking and stuff, then you're just like, what are you doing?
I think you would move in slow motion, but physically around you, so you would still fall naturally. But
Yeah, so you still have all the pain of falling at normal speed.
you wouldn't experience it straight away.
Yeah, but you look slow.
You just have to deal with it for longer.
Yeah,
And someone
whereas-
can catch you as well.
Has anyone
Quite
watched?
easily.
There's a movie about the cop superhero. Fuck, I forgot the name.
Hancock.
X-Cop.
Hancock.
No.
X-Cop.
No,
It's not
X-Cop is so good.
One
Let's
with
talk about
the one with
X-Cop.
the funny helmets.
Oh, Anchorman.
Robocop.
No, and he's
Terminator 2.
no.
Oh,
They get locked in.
D,
They get locked
D.
in a yes.
Independence
I think
Day.
maybe they get
What
locked in a building.
Oh, Judge Dredd.
Judge Dredd. That's it.
Dredd.
In
Yeah.
that
The
one.
new movie with The Rock that's coming out soon. The skyscraper film.
Stop.
No, it's one with Cole Urban.
Yeah.
Jurassic
in
Park.
Judge Dredd, they have this drug
Oh,
that
yeah.
slows down
They-
your mind experience, and he basically injects someone with it and then pushes them off.
Cersei. Or whoever.
Yeah,
who-
pushes
Oh,
the
that's
person who
neat.
kind of
Spoilers.
reminds people of Cersei.
Well, no, she's
Oh,
the actor. She's the
Yeah,
actor.
yeah,
Yeah.
And they push her off the tower, and she has to experience all the pain and the worry because she was already injured, like he broke her arm or something, and has to experience that all the way down in slow motion. And then when you start landing, if you don't land head first, you're gonna have all the body breaking, and you're gonna feel all of that.
Oh
and to
my
everybody
God.
else, it just
Wow.
looks like you've.
Yeah.
It sounds like an awful time.
Here we go.
It does.
You have the ability to read minds, but only your own.
I would find that very helpful.
I-
I don't know what I'm thinking all the time.
Oh my gosh. I think I've got that power.
I'm wondering, depending on, if you could know things
Hairy
about
palms?
yourself.
Hairy palms. You gotta have hairy palms, bro.
No, spontaneous hairy.
Super strength for half a second once a day.
So you just have to be real quick, and if you're not fast enough, it just crushes you.
You can just toss something.
You could toss something, yeah, but
You
once
can
a day.
toss
Yeah. So
Or push something.
So Josh's downside to the fact that your superpower is hairy palms, and the downside is they're always sweaty.
Well,
The
there's no
downside
good
is hairy
side.
palms.
But your knees and arms are hairy.
Or having hair what's below your knee? What's the opposite side of your knee? What's that called?
The back of the
your
knee.
knee bone or
It doesn't.
something?
The back of the knee
Doesn't it?
doesn't have a
What if you
singular
had,
name.
what if you had a lot of hair there, like
Okay.
a lot of hair?
So
Like armpit
that's
level
part
hair?
of that.
no,
is-
no, like head hair level.
Oh,
hair.
wow.
Oh
Yeah.
Jesus.
How
That
uncomfortable
seems
would that be?
weird.
Sorry, that was a bad thought.
I got one. If you had the power to teleport, but every time you teleport, there's a decrease in distance you can teleport. So if you do it a lot, you just teleport in the same spot.
To the point where you
Teleportation, but it takes exactly as long as it
Yeah.
normally would.
Yeah.
So
So
if
what
you want to
happens-
teleport to the rest of the world, you have to stand completely still for as long as a flight or whatever, the fastest way to get there would be. So you have to
Okay.
stand for 13 hours doing nothing. When you go to a lab,
If I
right?
were to do that though,
That'd be
I
painful.
wouldn't I wouldn't try to get 13 hours away. I would be like, if I need to get 13 hours away, I would use jet speed and go 100 meters at a time.
I feel like
No,
okay, well yes, I would do it.
we'll pick it like a mathematical distance. Say it's human walking distance. It's your walking distance. However long it would take you to walk to wherever you want to go is how long you literally have to wait in that spot.
Yeah, then I would not do that
I
unless I,
don't
had to
have
go
to
through a wall.
It would be through walls but okay, does it count as going around or does it count as the distance?
I think
Okay.
it would be distant.
I think it
I
has to be
think
distance.
it would be distance.
Because if
You
it's
wouldn't be able
around
to go
and
around.
you're
And then you
trapped
wouldn't
inside a
I
box,
don't mind
Oh.
if it's just a straight journey,
Yeah.
regardless of what's in the way.
Straight through.
Mm.
Okay.
Because think
even
of it-
the Earth, could I go?
no, it's gonna go around the Earth.
If you
can,
go
but
into
you
the
die.
middle of it,
Because that's not a bad power. Because if there's somewhere you walk every day, you're like, I'll just sit for 10 minutes, however long it takes me to get there.
I
and
don't know.
then-
I think that'd be more boring than walking.
What if you stayed still for that amount of time, you get teleported, to that distance. So if you're sleeping for 8 hours, you wake up 8 hours, walk away.
You've got to like sleep on like a treadmill or something that like constantly moves you so you never sit
You
still.
design a bed that's always just moving around or something.
That's the rotational bit that goes really slowly. It'd be fine.
Oh, like the one you can time travel into the future, but you age as far as you've moved.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's awful.
So you can, well, no, you can.
But I
skip
have an
things.
interesting thing about that. What if you go back to the present? Because like, would you?
You can only
No,
go
it's
to-
only
you
it's
can only go forward. You
Uh,
can never go
it's
back.
throwbacks.
no, I wouldn't use it.
No,
Basically,
no,
someone's just cutting out bits of your life, really.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah, you would feel like you just missed things.
That's like that movie Click.
I was just gonna say that's
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot of click,
Yeah,
and it screws him over at the end. He's real unhappy about it.
yeah,
Yeah.
I would be unhappy about
Wait,
it.
is that how Click ends?
Yeah, he
I
just
don't remember
gets to
anything about it.
Spoilers.
I keep when I first watched Click, I was remembering. I think it's a Paul Jennings book where this dude like randomly gets a DVD player and the remote, and he describes it as like looking like a weird candy bar with like green weird mossy buttons on it.
Paul Jennings.
And he was he's a bit weird.
That sounds
And he-
gross.
Yeah, and the thing was described horribly, and it was like that paused and stuff, and then
Yeah.
they broke it and fucked
Mm.
everything
So
up.
here's another one. You can bring people back to life and stuff, but they die immediately because the body isn't magical somehow. So, for example, you bring a skeleton back to life, it dies immediately because it doesn't have organs and shit.
Yeah.
That was your one, yeah.
So like if you stab someone in the heart, right, and they die because they've like bled out and their heart stopped working, you bring them back to life, but there's still a hole in their heart.
Well, the thing is,
So
if they
they're gonna
died out
die
because they
immediately.
bled out, you can pump them more blood back into
Yeah,
them.
yeah,
Yeah,
but you
you
actually
would
have to
be able to get
prepare the body
Yeah.
first.
If,
Yeah.
if it's savable, it's quite good. If it's
Yeah.
if they're missing a head,
Or
Yeah.
you could bring them back to life, but their soul's like already moved on, so you just bring their body back to
but
life.
what was that one? You can only see them when they scream. So if they're missing a head, you have to bring them back to life so the head screams just so you can find it. Otherwise, it's invisible. This is the head
That's a
somewhere.
very small use. I had a good one. I'm talking to animals, but they're animals. They don't have anything good to say. You talk to a dog's just
They
gonna say,
yeah, they just,
"I'm hungry."
No,
You
no,
can,
no,
you can talk to animals, but only the asshole ones.
yeah, they all hate you.
Like talking to an iguana. Iguana's just gonna be like, "Fly, big face,
Big face.
because he's not thinking about anything.
Snake, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. Don't come close to me.
Was it- This one you come up with, Khan, is the ability to have a huge erection, but only if your mother is in front and looking at you.
I'm sorry. I'm going back to the idea of what is this being used for? Because like right at the start we're talking about like, is it for fighting crime?
Yeah, so a
Is
lot
it
of the
for-
time
so
you
what
can
is-
do like
But
magic.
it's
You
not-
know,
What is it? And what is an huge
honestly,
It's not a normal erection, it's a huge erection.
okay, you could Guinness World Record that,
Okay.
Only if your
Financial
mum
gain.
is in front of you
but
looking.
you would have to have your mum know. You'd be like, Mum, look. I don't know how you.
Let's-
Mum,
let's do this.
actually,
Mum,
Mum,
look.
literally, look. Mum, look. I'm gonna tell you something really weird, alright? I have the biggest erection in the world. I need you to help me get in touch with the Guinness World Record people, and I would like you there for support. don't tell her that you need her there to look at you. That might not go down so well.
That is the weirdest thing I've ever
The ability to read minds, but only in languages you don't understand. That's basically like when I'm listening to my staff talk to each other. I'm just like, I wonder what they're saying.
having heightened senses, but like you lose some of your other senses temporarily.
The power to have any man you want, but you're 100% straight. Straight man, you're 100%
Yeah,
straight
this
man.
only works if
Yeah.
It's
You,
not
you,
even-
you attract the same sex, but you're 100% straight.
I mean, I'm okay with this.
That's not how it works.
Yeah.
Well, I can just attract a great lady.
But you're 100%.
No.
No.
No, she's attracted to you,
Yeah.
but you don't care.
I mean,
That's your power.
you could use it, though.
Yeah, you can screw up
Oh,
people.
that's true. It's like I'm not attracted
Just-
to you. Actually, that works better because then you can get them to do whatever you, want.
You could
Now you have a
abuse
slave.
the
Yeah.
richest person in the world.
Yes,
It's great.
you
And
could.
you don't care about them.
That's all the ones I found on the
Well, you
chat.
don't care
Okay.
about them in that way.
Let's do it. How are we doing?
If we're awful people, we can do that.
1920.
Yeah.
And I mean, and then you
Let's
just
do some Spitfire rounds. Come, Chris, think of some crazy ones.
All right.
The about-
Laser vision, but instead of lasers, it's confetti.
There's light vision. There's confetti vision.
You actually have to like feel the confetti coming out of your eyes.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's like Cyclops. So if you take your glasses off, just
Oh, that would hurt. Paper cuts of
quickfire. Who's
So
next?
many
Go.
The ability to levitate, but only as high and as long as you can jump.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Not far.
Or turning like really good ones into just like flight, but it takes a lot of effort. Like more effort than normal exercise type stuff, and you need to practice.
You have
otherwise,
to
you're
flap.
not good
You
at
have
it.
to flap your arms as fast as a bird flaps its wings. like a
Flight, but you
hummingbird.
can fly, but you can only fly up, not down.
I mean, that's okay. You just
Can you
fly
drop back
forward.
down?
and
No, you
down.
can't drop.
Oh.
You have to fall
Once you're
naturally.
up, you've got to like climb your way back down by grabbing something or like getting
Oh, so
someone
if
to
you
pull
go
you
too
down.
high,
If
Can
you
you-
take, you got
can
to
you-
attach a rope to yourself or something.
Can you just fall naturally and just
No.
just
No,
jump?
can't
there's
fall.
no natural.
Once
Does that
once
mean-
you're up, you're up
Does
there.
that mean
You're
you can
quantum
never
locking
fall
yourself.
off things now?
No,
Does that mean staircases are really hard?
Staircases without rails.
Staircases without
Yeah, you need
rails.
rails because you need to pull yourself down the stairs.
You would look so weird.
Walking would be impossible.
Walking would be fine until you got to an uneven point.
Mm.
You'd be like, this is a slight downhill section. I guess I'll walk straight.
Being able to run really fast, but only on your hands.
I don't know. That'd
Well,
be kind
I
of
mean,
like
as
a
long as you
cool
go
trick.
fast, I
You'd
guess it's
You'd
okay.
be like, hey, circus, hit me up.
Okay, question though: can you currently walk on your hands?
No.
I cannot either.
So does that mean if you had this power, like, would you suddenly be able to walk on your hands, or do you have to like earn the ability
You'd
to walk on your
learn.
hands?
You'd
How
have
do
to
you
learn.
do you know that you have this power? Because I feel like
Maybe like you have to be able to eat with your feet or something. I don't know.
No,
Like,
you, yeah.
your hands would be really
Your arms and your hands
but
can move at light speed, but only when you flail.
Good for fights.
Maybe you can dance really well, but once you do that dance, you forget it after.
You can only dance it once.
Yeah, you can only do it once and you forget.
You can sing
You're
any
like,
song
oh.
perfectly once, and that's it.
It disappears.
I would hate that. I love. Well, to be fair, I think
There's
that
always
is
new
supposed-
songs though, so you can always just
Yeah.
move off.
You could
Can
do
you
one
press-
really impressive rendition of Rap God and then never again.
Yeah.
They'll be like, oh, do it again. Here, I'll set you up
You'd
to
be
a
like,
live show.
sure,
And you're
but
You would have to like choose your songs to build up with. Like you want to start off not very impressive, but you want to become popular.
Yeah.
With like some kind of like not
Yeah,
the
you
most
could-
famous songs, and
you
then you
could-
do like massive sellout shows with more popular songs.
Yeah,
Celine
you could-
Dion.
I just
You
think
could-
That would be good.
You could
actually.
talent
Yeah.
it, and you don't need to record it once and then just never do live shows about it because.
Well, then you could be one of
I
those precious artists who's like, I've already done that one. I'm not doing it again. I'm doing something fresh.
Yeah, you could.
I was
go
gonna
through a
say,
talent show.
like you would have to be like really careful if you're creating the songs because you'd be like, oh yeah, I love that one part where it goes da 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 da, and then you're just like,
No, I
oh
can't
no,
say that.
The whole song's gone.
yeah.
Yeah,
Or-
and the people be like, you need to practice a song. You're like,
It's-
no, I really don't.
It's not really like a superpower, it's more just like crutch in life. You can only ever say each word in the English dictionary once in your life.
No, thank you.
Oh, no.
You would be out of words
Yeah.
before you knew that this was a thing.
How many days do you reckon you go before you just
I was
lose
okay,
your
would be nice to
ability?
say it resets like every month or something.
You would,
Okay.
oh my god,
be
imagine
half
how
a day.
sad that would be for your parents. You say mum once and you never ever call her mum ever
Mum.
again.
Or like if
What was that? What was
only
that?
your dad's around, and you're like, Mom, and then he goes,
Oh,
he said your name, and then the mum walks in and it just doesn't happen again.
Oh no! No, you say you like you wait your entire life never saying like I love you. I mean, I know that you can't say I or you at this point, but maybe
Well,
and then just as you really want to, like your partner's like dead in a car crash, and you're like, damn it, I was gonna say it this time.
You can't say I, though.
Love.
I got an idea.
Go
What
for
if you can breathe in the ocean, breathe underwater in the ocean, but you know your future and you're gonna be killed by a shark at some point in your life?
Oh, that's strong.
That's a good one.
You,
That's
Would you
interesting.
risk it?
you know at some point you're gonna be killed by a shark, but you can only ever breathe in the ocean. So it's like
You can only breathe in the ocean.
Yeah,
so
you
you
can't
can't
just go-
breathe on.
And you
can't
know
breathe
you're
on
gonna
land.
die by shark, so
Yeah.
you know that at some point in the future you're going in the ocean,
Could
right?
you,
So
could you
you're like
fishbowl
most
it?
fish.
what?
Could you fishbowl, walk around with a fishbowl full of seawater?
What? Well,
Over and
I
down.
guess, but
No,
it's
I
the
think
point.
it's
You
sea.
have to be in the
You have to
ocean.
be in the, you have
Okay,
to
you have
be
to
in the
be in
ocean.
the ocean.
Yeah, and plus the point is because the experience of seeing everything in the ocean would be nice until that shark comes along.
To that shark.
You're just like,
I
no.
mean,
I mean,
I would
feel-
freak out every shark I saw.
I mean, there probably
Yeah.
would be points where there's no sharks, on the coastal beaches or something like that that have shark areas.
I
or-
feel like you'd either go two ways. You try to completely never go in the ocean ever because you're scared of death, right? And you're trying to avoid that fate. But then you gotta think like, okay, so is my fate gonna be worse? Am I gonna be in a plane crash, which crashes into the ocean, and then and I'm like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
Or you live your life like always in the sea because you're like, fuck it, I'm gonna get the most out of this. I'm gonna be a marine biologist.
I'm going to
I'm gonna
learn how to
swim-
fight sharks.
I'm gonna swim in shark tanks, and one day it's gonna get away from
And,
me.
and, it turns,
Tame
and
sharks.
it turns out it's one of those silly prophecies where it's not an actual literal shark, it's just like
Yeah.
some guy called Shark who just stabs you.
It's a business shark. He like
Yeah,
steals
no,
your,
no,
your
Or like
money.
you're actually in jail and you get shanked and it's like, oh, I'm sorry, that was
Oh,
something
she
autocorrect.
misspoke.
Yeah, my bad. Does anyone have any last minute things they want to throw down?
Bringing toys to life like in Toy Story, but they hate you.
They're all murderers.
Yeah, but they know all of those times you.
That's already happened
done
in Toy
everything.
Story. Like that's the first one where like they have the really creepy dolls that look like spiders and they have like the doll eyes on it.
Oh, that is so cute.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
Oh,
they were nice.
But they weren't evil though.
Yeah,
So
they-
They weren't
Right,
evil.
Sid's
They just
toys.
hated the abusive person who owned them. I mean, I
Yeah.
think that's
Sid
okay.
was his name, I think.
Sid. The Menace. Or Sid the Kid or whatever, I don't know.
Sid the kid. I'm gonna name my kid that.
What if
I
you
feel
could,
like I was saying
you could
this.
experience, you could eat any food you wanted to, but in order for it to appear, it first has to regurgitate out of yourself.
Ooh.
Interesting.
I think I'll eat.
You get used to it.
Does
After a period, you get used to throwing up.
So does it appear in your stomach, or does it like?
Does it look like vomit after it comes out of
No,
you?
like it comes out as vomit, but it miraculously forms into the meal that you want.
Okay.
Oh, so
So
you have to
that's
throw
a
up
good
and
magic.
it
Yeah.
turns into food.
Yeah.
So are you throwing up and it kind of like just magically, so you're not losing it?
Yeah, it's not taking substance away. It's creating substances first, forming,
But
then
are
coming
you
out.
still doing the acid reflux thing
No.
where you're hurting your
Imagine-
throat?
Imagine if you like drop someone's birthday cake and you're like, oh no, oh.
Don't worry, guys. I'll get you in front of like all these kids.
Honestly, you would be the best secret chef. You'd be like, guys, I need to be by myself to work. You wouldn't need time to cook it.
Until
I would
like
show off.
You would just
until the
need-
health agency found
you
out.
would just need to never have anybody ever know. You're like, hey, guy, then someone's like, hey, you want an open kitchen? Nah, not at all.
No,
No,
never.
thank you.
What's your secret recipe?
I'll never
Have you ever
tell.
seen
It
Milk
just comes
Good?
out of me.
It's from the
I put my everything into it.
Alright, guys, that was us. Stupid powers. We might do another one if we come up with more. I don't think we will.
Blood,
That was
sweat,
nice.
and
Say
tears
bye.
doesn't quite
Superhero
cut it.
series.
Bye.